So you think that you might want a Leica Q3 Monochrom. Well, you've come to the right place, because I have put this camera through its tests. I've used it in the real world, on the street. I've done portraits and street photography, and I'm here today to give you my full review. My name's Paul Reed and I'm a professional photographer. I took the Q3 Monochrom with me to Paris. I knew I was going to be doing street photography there, and I knew I was going to be doing street portraits, and I was going to be holding some workshops there as well. And it was a little bit of a risk taking a camera that I hadn't used that much yet. I'd put it through a few tests. There's another video of my first impressions of this camera, but now this was being used out on the street in real life, and it was a bit of a risk. There's no point in me telling you how good this camera is without showing you some photography right away. So here's some portraits that I took with it. Got some more images coming up. I'm going to assume for now that you have never held one of these in your hands, and it is a thing of beauty. Every click of every button feels like high quality, and I'd expect nothing less from Leica. But this stealthy design with this monochrome look, it's just gorgeous. It's an artist's tool to take beautiful monochrome photography. You're going to be excited to go out with a camera like this. These cameras, they're built for inspiration. They're built to get you out with that camera and to get you out shooting. And Leica, they do it the best. This camera only shoots in monochrome. I'm sure that you already know that, but what we're getting with that is we're getting better high ISO capabilities. We're getting a higher dynamic range, although that is on the low end. If you blow your highlights, they are gone for good. But what we've got is a 60 megapixel monochrome sensor, and that is incredible. It's more like having a 100 megapixel medium format camera. The 60 megapixels, that figure just doesn't do it justice. I really loved Paris, so much so that I've booked to go back in November next year during Paris Photo Week. I'll be holding a workshop if you'd like to come, or run any of my workshops, New York in September, or one of my many London workshops. The lens is of course a 28mm 1.7 Summilux lens, and it's absolute magic. I know that there's going to be some out there, some that are going to comment saying you're going to wait for the 43mm version of this lens, and I get that if you're shooting portraits, but for me this is an everyday carry camera. This has got to be versatile, and 28mm, that's my focal length. There's 60 megapixels here. You can crop in if you need to, if you can't get close enough. I totally understand that it's not as compressed as a 43mm lens, but this lens is just remarkable. This is a camera for somebody that is going to be taking this out every day. This is for somebody who is committed to monochrome. That's what this is really about. It's not about the high dynamic range and the great ISO capabilities. This camera is for somebody that wants no distractions. They don't want those distractions of color while they're taking the photographs, and they don't want those distractions after. That thing where you're looking at a file, the raw file, and you're going, should I have it in color? Should I have it in monochrome? You're showing that commitment to monochrome. Let's talk about the autofocus. Yes, the autofocus is still contrast based, but what I've found is that the eye and face detect on this is very usable. It's not perfect because there were some shots, not many, but there were some shots where it didn't track the eyes, and that was as things got darker in the day. And I would only ever use that for portraits. I would never use it for street, because when you're on the street, no camera knows who you want to focus on. They never know which person that you're concentrating on. But with portraits, eye and face detect is a big weight off, and I used it a lot.
Actually, I'm not a professional model.
No, that's okay. That's good. Good, because yeah, I kind of want.
Can direct you the pose or...
Oh no, honestly, so it's just whatever you kind of feel comfortable with and everything. So I'll direct you anywhere that one. But you look fantastic.
For autofocus on the streets, there is an AF mode on here called zone, and that for me seemed to work the best out of all of the focus modes for snappy street photography. It's never going to beat zone focusing, that's actual zone focusing. Now thankfully you can switch this into manual mode, and you can choose how far the subject is away, maybe put it to f8, and then that's always going to be faster than any autofocus. So I'm not saying that it can replace that, but I don't think any autofocus can replace actual zone focusing. Two things that I didn't think I wanted and I didn't think I needed. One of them is the thing which I've always said that I never wanted, and that's the flip screen. And then there was me on the street walking around with that flip screen out pretty much all the time. So that's something that I didn't even know that I wanted. And then the other thing that this camera has got is the ability to charge on the go. So you can bring like a little battery pack with you, and say your battery's running out, and you can just hook it up to the camera and charge it, give it a bit more charge. And that actually is pretty good. Whenever the Q2 Monochrome came out, there were a lot of people that looked at those raw files and they basically took the camera back because they thought this wasn't what I expected. Let me show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, the files start off extremely flat, but that's the beauty, as it gives you the ability to get the most out of these files. What I'd suggest is getting that look that you need and creating your own preset. I underexpose a little bit, so I'll probably have to brighten this up a bit, but as you can see, it's so much better. And then I can add as much or as little of my preset by using this little slider, and then maybe even still brighten it up a little bit afterwards. Now, I even created a preset to turn my color images into monochrome so that they'll look as much like my monochrome sensor files as what my color ones do, because I want everything looking the same. So I've actually got a preset which I use for that turns my color files into monochrome but makes it look like it's from a monochrome sensor camera. So yeah, by all means you can download my presets. I'll put a link in the description, or create your own. One thing's for sure, yeah, the image quality from this is the best out of any of the Q cameras at the moment, but that's not really what this is all about. This is all about having a camera that inspires you, that gets you focused on monochrome photography. My hope is that somebody picks one of these up and it does for you what the Q2 Monochrome did for me on my journey. That camera, that really helped me focus on black and white photography, and I wouldn't be the photographer that I am today without using inspiring gear, and that Q2 Monochrome did that for me. If this Q3 Monochrome does that for you, then it's well worth every penny. And if that doesn't convince you, Johnny Depp's got one of these. Thanks everybody for watching. I really do appreciate everybody that's subscribed to this channel and everybody that watches the videos. If you're hungry for more than what I put out every week on this channel, I've also got a YouTube membership that you can join. You just go to my channel and just click join. And what that is it's on the fly videos, maybe videos that are a little bit too long to put on here. Some of them are like tutorials, so some people might find that stuff boring, but it's really for the diehards that are hungry to learn more. If that's not for you, then consider getting the Monochrome Madness Handbook. And this is a book that I have, put together, and it's about street portraits. There's plenty of inspiring images, plenty of hints and tips. There's little scripts there of what to say to people on the street if you're asking them for portraits, and there's lots of street photography in there, and there's also my conceptual work as well in here, like the time traveler. So treat yourself, spend your Christmas money on it. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you next time.